Season 5, Week 2. We're feeling good, people. Lots to talk about this week. How we feeling, boys?
Feeling good. Amazing first week. I'm out to an early lead, but all the boys are doing well. Nothing to complain about in Week 1.
Big Bear hitting first touchdowns.
Woo. Couple first touchdowns. How you guys cash out on that? Made you a little money?
That was the story of the week. The kind of the random prop bet. Biggest bet of the week was the first touchdown. But as a group, 8-5-3 on the week picking games, so not too bad. That's what we do. Pick winners.
Mr. Ty.
I think we were one play away from a real good week with that Arizona running it back against Buffalo. If that doesn't happen, we all cover. That's 3 more units. Tick, tick, tick. But a push in Week 1, that's just
We carry on.
knocking the rust off.
That's right.
All right, folks, we've got all 4 time slots covered for you once again, morning, afternoon, evening, and Monday night. And, of course, we're going to start with my game in the morning. Tampa Bay at the Lions. Love watching my Lions win in overtime in a great game against the Rams in the playoff rematch. And we've got another playoff rematch this week as we move on to the second round of last year where Detroit narrowly beat Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield comes in off 4 touchdowns in Week 1. Lions running game looked really good. Lions with kind of a lucky cover with the 6-point overtime win on 3.5. Towner was the only one that had that one. Man made money last week for y'all. I'm going Lions this week. Let's run the ball against the Buccaneers. But scared of that Baker Mayfield passing game. But I'll take the Lions -7. Over-under is 51.5.
Yeah, it should be a shootout. Should be a fun game to watch. But all in all, Detroit's a better team there. I think this is a team that gets better as time goes on. It's still early, but I think they cover the 7 here. No problem.
So I think Baker Mayfield did look good, but he also went against probably one of the softest secondaries they'll face all year. Detroit's going to pose a little bit of a better opponent for him. And that game would have been really interesting on that Detroit game if Puka Nacua wasn't hurt. I'd like to see LA at full strength. I'm actually going to take the under. I won on the under last week. I'm going to take it again. Let's keep riding those unders.
Twisted Tie.
Alrighty. Detroit played, the Rams last week, right?
Yep.
Plus 7 is not enough right now for me to back the Bucks. I'm gonna have to go over on the 51.5. Hope that Detroit's defense slips a little bit, that Mike Evans finds his thing, and I'll take the over.
Moving on to Big Bear's game. This is Cincinnati at Kansas City, and it's going to be Kansas City -6 and 47.5. Big Bear.
Pewee. Cincinnati was the big stinker last week. In a lot of pick'em leagues, Cincinnati did a lot of people dirty. I can speak from experience. But with that being said, I think this line is a little inflated because of how the 2 teams performed last week. But I do think there's going to be some scoring in this game. I think Kansas City scores in waves, and Cincy gets some late touchdowns. I do like Kansas City -6, but I see a Cincy backdoor cover, so I'm taking the over just like I did in Arizona last week.
Big Bear, over 47.5. Owl.
Patrick Mahomes has some new weapons, and he is learning how to use them. And he gets Hollywood Brown back. Cincinnati, there was some video of Joe Burrow not being able to hold a water bottle this week because his hand's so hurt. We don't know. I'm taking Kansas City. I just think they got too much firepower early in the season, and Cincinnati hasn't found a rhythm.
Twisted Tie.
I really like both of those picks in the over and Kansas City. That's either of the sides I would take here. Big Bear's got a big lead on me. I'm going to go with Kansas City. Mahomes, that defense is the one thing you guys didn't really mention. I think it's not enough for me to take the under, but I'll take Kansas City -6.
I took the words out of my mouth. I like Kansas City's defense, and that's why I'm going to take the under here. Cincinnati's offense, very questionable, like you said. Burrow's shaking up a little bit. Chase
T.
doesn't
Higgins
really
is
want to
out.
play this year.
T. Higgins might be out.
Higgins out.
This might be the first sucker bet of the year. This looks too good to be true to me. Kansas City -6.
But they always look too good to be true. That's Kansas City.
Casey, Cincinnati lost to the Patriots.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It looks so good.
I hear you.
I think Kansas City's the king of that.
But you took Detroit 2 weeks in a row, so who
I
cares?
take Detroit every week.
Yeah. Original.
All right, folks. We're moving on to Sunday Night Football. This is going to be the Owls game, and he's looking at those Bears, Bushman Bears, and they got the win last week without scoring a touchdown. An offensive touchdown, I mean.
Costco, guys.
But they did win. And now they go at Houston. CJ Stroud looking good last week. And Houston's minus 6.5 at home. Over-under's 45.5.
I'm going to the glasses for this one. I got a few stats on this. Costco guys, you're not going to like me, Blake and Tyler, on this one. Caleb Wilson was the first pick quarterback overall to win his first game since 2002.
Who was that?
Caleb Williams. Williams. Thank you.
He was the first one.
I only wrote his first name.
Let's say that stat one more time.
First round, first pick quarterback to win his first game since 2002. Do you know who won that game in 2002?
Jamarcus Russell.
David Carr.
David Carr.
Playing for Houston, who since Chicago's playing. Anyways, all that
Fresno
to say,
State.
Caleb Wilson was the first quarterback.
Caleb Williams.
Williams.
Twice.
I got Wilson written down later. All right.
Can we put
We're going to edit this.
No
we're
editing.
not.
We love this.
Okay. Either way, you're not going to like me because here's the bottom line. They didn't score any touchdowns last week. They went down 17-0. A block punt and a pick six is what saved them. It wasn't their quarterback play. Houston, they're playing in Houston. They're going to murder them. I'm taking Houston by 1 million. 6.5 cover. Easy. Sorry, Costco boys. Membership closed.
Twisted tie.
Man.
I know, that was a lot. I'm sorry.
It's not that it was a lot. It's just I don't have much to say after that. Yeah, I like Houston. Yeah. Houston.
I'm going to have to apologize to Bear fans in advance as well. Most of the world and myself want to see the Bears fail again this year.
I don't.
Want to see
I want the
Williams
Bears to
go
win.
down in flames. It's kind of more sad this year because I think they actually have a pretty good defense. But this offense is going
But
to be
Houston
awful.
has a great
They
defense.
have good weapons on offense.
No, they're terrible. Their offense is going to go down in flames. They're not good. Their defenses might be pretty good, but football,
They played the
defense has nothing to
Steelers.
do with offense. And they're going to get smoked, like Owl said. I hate to agree with Owl, but this game is all Houston. So the end of the Bears, they win 6 games max this year.
Yeah, this is not a good game. This is a rough one. Chicago. I mean, let's just make it unanimous. Houston minus 6.5. First.
We're out of batteries. We ran the batteries out on that one.
You don't let it burn. Yeah.
All right, and our final game of the week, I believe this is Twisted Tie, correct? Is Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Boom, 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 boom.
Dun, 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 dun.
Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds, at the Philadelphia Eagles, some other kind of birds.
Battle of the Birds.
The Eagles are minus 6.5 at home, over under 47. Twisted Tie, Monday Night Football.
All right, this should not be a shocker. I, for now 5 years, have never
Ever.
Bet on the Dirty Birds.
bet on the Dirty Birds. We're going Philly here. It's not just about how good Philly looked. It's just Kirk Cousins. He was never really that great, He had good guys around him. He kind of peaked a couple times, and now he's expected to do all these things and turn around the Dirty Birds, and it ain't happening this week against Saquon. I think Saquon is one of the top players in this league.
All right. Well, I have nothing good to say about the Falcons, but I'm still going to pick them in this game. I just think Philadelphia, after last year, they were tired at the end of last year. They lost a bunch of games, limped into the playoffs, lost to the Bucks. Now they had to go to Brazil. They did
I am
look
worried
decent
about the
in that
travel
game.
back up across the equator.
Brazil. Now they got to come
interesting.
back. I think they should win this game, but I'll look for Atlanta to keep it close.
For those of you that don't know, I turned 31 last weekend, and for the better part of my life, I've been sports betting. And if there's one thing I know, one thing that's consistent, it's death, taxes, and the Dirty Birds coming back to bite T-Dunk in the butt. We are going Atlanta plus 6.5. This is the first game he's bet against the Dirty Birds, and let me tell you, I've seen this book a time or two. So we're taking the Dirty Birds plus 6.5. I don't love it, but I love them screwing Tyler.
Fair.
Kirk Cousins is hurt, and by my last account, the Atlanta Falcons lost to 6 field goals last week, just in case you were wondering. But I'm not going to take Philly here. I'm actually just going to take the under. It's going to be an ugly game start to finish. Atlanta sucks. Philly's maybe jet lagged. I'm just going to take the under in this game. Philly wins, but we'll just go with that.
Don't hate that.